First step off the elevator until the doors are fully open. That's my one rule when it comes to elevators. Let me start off by saying I hate elevators. And not just the typical dislike, like full-on sweaty hands starting to shake. I have a fear, a phobia of elevators. When I was a teenager, I got trapped in one. I'm talking full-on blackout, no lights, no air. Well, there was air in there to breathe, but it felt like I was losing air for 4 hours. And since then, I avoided them like the plague. Until, of course, as the universe would have it, I get a job working maintenance on elevators. But let's be real, they're basically coffins with buttons. So I don't get off until the doors are fully open. And that might sound like paranoia to you, but if you've seen what I've seen, you'd understand. We get sent to the worst buildings. I'm talking run down, basically look like they're abandoned kind of buildings. The ones that are rotting from the inside out. I was headed out to one of those jobs this time, and I was dragging my new trainee Jenny with me. She was fresh out of school, overly optimistic, and had way too many questions. Now we pulled up to the building and it looked so sketchy that Jenny was like, "Are you sure this is the right place?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is like all the buildings we work on." We met with the owner of the building and he told us, "This elevator isn't working. We need you to fix it. It's stuck on the whatever floor and there are people inside." He seemed annoyed. He said, "It's the same lift again. They've been banging on the doors for hours." And I could hear them banging on the doors. But I had told this guy last week that it needed a switchboard replacement and he didn't want to pay for it. So that's why it's broken again. This was the kind of guy who didn't really care as long as they were still breathing and still paying rent. The elevator was sitting at a different floor, so we had to take the second elevator to get to that elevator. We got on and it's rattling around, of course, and Jenny looks awfully nervous. I was holding down the 28th floor button and the closed door button because it's a technician secret, but basically you just skip all the other floors. You don't have to stop anywhere. When we reached the 28th floor, we could hear them yelling. So we didn't just hear the banging, but we could hear help, help, and we could make out what they were saying. They really wanted out of there. I mean, I would too. This is literally why I have the fear of elevators. We tried to open the door manually, but we weren't having any luck. So I was gonna have to take the whole thing off, which meant we had to go all the way back down to the car to get some other tools. So we go back in the second elevator. We descended and the box shook the entire way down. I noticed Jenny was looking at the control panel. It was skipping numbers. The lights were bouncing around. And she asked me, "Is that normal?" I didn't respond because I was honestly just tired of her questions, but I probably should have. Ding! The lobby. We had just landed at the lobby and the doors started to open. And as they started to open, Jenny started to go out, but the doors weren't fully open yet. I yelled, "Wait!" And I tried to grab her, but it was too late. The door slammed shut. I screamed. It was horrifying. The whole thing was traumatizing. I quit my job and I've never stepped in an elevator since.